Hello, Libra. Welcome to your July reading. So, we're going to go into your oracle cards and then we're going to go into the tarot after. Okay. So, I want to get the energy first, see what's going on for you. Um, so, we're going to go through the cards. So, first we have Goddess, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, force, and sensuality. We have Orphaned and Poised. Adjacent possibilities and vision quest. I'm gonna just push these up like this. And then conflict and forest breath. Family and ancestors. Ooh, the first thing I got with touching these cards are there's some underlying issue. This may be for someone specifically, or this may be in general, okay? Where you're trying your best to appease your family or appease a tradition or traditional way of doing things maybe your family or your culture has done for a long time, and it's not honestly being true to you. You know, it's like you always decide to choose that route, but for some reason it's not, it's like that way isn't fulfilling to you anymore. um I feel like it's like stuck in a loop, but you're doing it because you feel like you have to. That's the first thing that came out of that. Okay. Anywho, all this is piggybacking off of your energy, Libra, in July is like, I want to be the best that I can be. Okay. But I have to put the effort in. So you have to nurture it. You have to actively participate in being the best that you can be, right? You can't blame anyone. You can't make excuses. You can't be like, I'll eventually get there. It's like, when will your time be? When will it be your time, right? You have all of these good strengths and all of these good, you have a good mindset. I just feel like sometimes it can get hung up or snagged on a certain topic or a certain situation. But once you get back on track, Libra, usually you're right, ready to go. Okay. Yeah. It feels like the traditions or the way that you were has left you abandoned. It's left you lonely. It's left you not satisfied or fulfilled where you are. And there's a little bit of um not wanting others to see you fail, not wanting to admit to yourself maybe you failed at something or you should have done something better. Embarrassment. But it's time to take that back, you know. I see here that there were a lot of open doors for you or a lot of opportunities that you may have missed because your vision or your path was taking you somewhere else. You know, like you had one mindset. You had a strong mindset on one thing, one way, and you missed a lot of opportunities or a lot of chances for something. And I see that you're looking back sort of and noticing that. um, this could cause an internal storm within you because you're thinking, this place that I'm at is not where I want to be. I made so many mistakes. What am I going to do? I'm just going to sit here. Right. But you have to take some sort of action to get out of that space. You don't have to stay there forever. You know, if you don't want to be there, you take a step and move into a different direction. So this is just a moment for you to take a deep breath and collect yourself so you can start moving forward. Okay, let's get into your cards. Okay, Libra. Okay, so we're starting off with Temperance, King of Cups, Empress, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. It is about your mindset and your thought process here. Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Seven of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Yeah. This is taking a moment to look at where you are, where you've landed, and think to yourself, there may have been something different I could have done, because I don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is headed for me. But that's okay. You know, those realizations are fine. This is how you know what to do next. You know, big deal. Interesting. So I feel like all of this is starting, because I can see it. All of this is starting because your love life kind of tanked, or is tanking, or is not feeling as fulfilling as you want it to be. I feel like you tried to be patient, kind, give people the benefit of the doubt type of thing. And it may have caused you to start closing your heart down and start being very tight or specific about things you want in relationships. And in my experience with feeling energy, the tighter that you make the reins in love, the harder it becomes. Okay? Especially in emotional range. And you have a lot of love to give. Even though you may have tightened up the reins, there's still a lot of love in there, right? It's like you can zip up the Ziploc bag, but it's still a lot of water in there. And it's still a lot of emotion in there, you know? So, you know, you want to get it out. You want to express it. So I see a lot of this, a lot of July is your mindset. Strengthening, changing, expressing, evaluating your mindset. You're learning that you have to be patient to get the things that you want. There are things that you hold dear in your heart, and you have to learn how to be patient to receive them, right? So even if you have to take steps toward whatever that is, you have to be patient. It's not going to come right to you. You have to put in the time, you know? Also, I see in July, you're going to start looking at things differently. Like looking at something being exciting that maybe wasn't exciting to you because it didn't fit within that bracket or whatever. Okay. I see you spending a lot of time with yourself, not internally as much as setting up your life the way that you want it. It's like you're spending time with yourself to create the life that you want. Basically, you're getting your mind right, okay? In July. So things that you may have been confused about, things that weren't working, you're reworking that thought process or that arrangement of how you execute certain things, actions, activities. There's some thought that you have had stuck in the back of your head for a long time and you haven't taken action on it. You're expanding on that. You're expanding on, is this something that I want to do? Is this something that's going to make me happy? Is it something that's going to make my life fulfilled, fulfilling, is it going to bring enjoyment to me? Then I have to make a decision on it. Then I have to get the mindset of, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm going through this process so I can have this thing. And your love life. Okay. You're approaching your love life a little bit differently. You're seeing love. You're seeing I'm going to leave it like this. You're seeing attractiveness in things that you didn't see attractiveness in, or you're seeing fulfillment in areas that maybe wouldn't usually be fulfilling to you. Um, Things you usually wouldn't take a risk on. You're doing it because it makes you feel good inside. You're doing it because it's something that you want, regardless of what others think or regardless of the rules or the restrictions before. It's like, is this something that I want because it'll make me feel fulfilled and happy? Then I'm going to try, and love. So basically, looking at people through a different lens and trying what you haven't tried before or who you haven't tried before. Interesting. It just looks like you're tired of taking the rough route, the hard route, and expecting it to change. It's like you're tired of doing the same things and expecting a different result. You're like, you know what? I'm going to try something different. I'm going to stop fighting for this direction because apparently this direction is not for me or this direction isn't working. So I'm going to do something different. So I see you implementing a lot of changes, especially one in particular, like implementing something that you're going to take forward with you because you feel like it's going to help you grow. I see you being more happy and also connecting with others, opening yourself up more, being yourself, doing things that make you happy, that maybe once before you were like, oh, is somebody going to judge me if I do this? It's like you definitely do not care. Uh, but like I said, you have a lot of love to give. It's up to you how much you're going to start expressing it, because I see that you're sort of used to be in control of your emotions or your feelings to kind of gauge probably where other people are at before you expel what's in your mind and your heart. So I see you like gauging it, but being more open than you were before. Yeah, this is all about you becoming clear that it doesn't matter what other people think. It's like, yeah, if somebody thinks that, what does it matter, right? Within reason. That's what I see you doing. It's a confusion of, I can't remember why I cared in the first place. Because I feel like the more that you start to open up or the more you start to express yourself, the happier you become and the more satisfied or fulfilled you are in your life. You're like, I don't really care what this person thinks about how I style my hair. So you're spending a lot of time with yourself and what makes you happy. And I see a lot of internal joy and then it expressing externally because you're so satisfied and fulfilled in your own life. I see you working on balancing your finances and your goals, like actually making steps or budgets or plans to execute them actually. And all of this is piggybacked off because you feel good, because you're nurturing yourself, because you're taking care of you. And because all of this is coming together, it's like you're opening yourself up more and more. Your heart is, swelling, growing 3 sizes this day. That you start to be open to love, right? And I feel like that brings love, attraction, attention that you need or that you wanted your way. Like the kind you want to hold on to, the kind that you're not trying to change or run away from. I'll say that. Okay. So let's get into this some more. I see you becoming more satisfied with your career and your money situation. I'm not saying that that you love it. I'm saying that you're becoming more accepting of where you are. And accepting it, you're like, okay, this is where I'm at. I can't change the past, so let's see what we're going to do moving forward, how we're going to handle this. You need to appreciate the consistency of what you have. You're in a pretty good spot. Like, you're consistent. You can rely on yourself. You can rely that things are going to go a certain way every day. So once you get over focusing on what you don't have, you start to appreciate what you do have. And you realize that you can move on to start creating something more than what you have, if you so will, if you want to. But appreciate what it is that you do have. Have love for what it is that you do have. Your foundations. Your love life is changing. Once you separate from the idea of somebody from your past or something that happened to you in your past, you can start to really move on. But you need to be honest with yourself, Libra, and really, really let it go. Okay? So the key here is for you is once you start expressing or admitting to yourself how you feel on the inside and fixing that, it'll start working its way outside of your body. So it's like if you're broken inside, you're going to express that broken energy out into the world and receive broken responses. So you're healing yourself from the inside. You're going to receive more authentic energy back, which is what you're doing now. You've had your hands in a lot of pots, Libra. And there has been a problem with you being authentic to yourself because of that. It's like you've stretched yourself so thin that you kind of don't have anything for you to give. So that's all changing. And you're going to start taking control of that, because that's not how you want to live the rest of your life. All right? So, right? It is what it is, huh? Okay. Let's see your spirit message. Soulmate. Yeah, accepting what it is you have. This is like accepting your present. Also, for some of you, there's someone around you or some type around you that's like different than what you usually would go for, but it's really good for you. I just feel like you couldn't see it in the past because you had strict rules and regulations. Okay. And then we have creation. Yeah, that's because you have the opportunity to start anew here. That's what this is. This is like, oh, I had this epiphany, this realization, so now I can move on to something else. Isolation. You may spend a lot of time with yourself, Libra, so you can figure out, so you can reestablish who you are. Nothing's the matter with that, okay? But you're reestablishing who you are, so then you can express that to the world. And that's okay. It just means that you're not trying to find relationships or appease anyone at the moment. You're like, I need to figure out who I am. It reminds me of, I was reading, I'm still in this little obsession, reading about unmasking autism. And that's what it's like. It's like you have to spend time with yourself to figure out who you are, under who you have been portraying yourself to be to fit in with quote unquote society. So that's what it feels like to me. It's like you're taking off that mask to figure out like who you are inside originally, which is a hard feat. Okay. It's tough. It's eye-opening at the most. Okay. All right, Libra, but I love you and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.